About check and checkmate. Okay, so check is when you are attacking the king. In this case, white will be checking the black king. So when you are attacking the king, threatening to capture, that's called check. So let's move the rook over, and let's do that. Let's click on the screen here. Okay, so we're going to move the rook over and say check. You see right now, it's highlighted here in red. The king is under threat. He's being threatened by this rook who's saying, check, I will capture you if you don't do something. So now the king has three ways to get out of check. One of them is to move out of the way. So let's see what that looks like. The king just steps aside. Now he's no longer in check. You see, the rook cannot get him because he has moved to this square. All right, let's look at another example. Now here is another example of white putting black in check. And this time, white is going to use a bishop to try to get the king in check. Let's see what happens. Moves the bishop in. Bishop is attacking the king. See, that's called check. So there's the king there. The king is in check. Now in the last example, the king just moved out of the way. But in this example, the king is going to show a second way to get out of check, and that is to use a piece to get in the way, in between the attacking piece and the king. In this case, the pawn. Look at that. That's very good. All right, the third way to get out of check, we're going to use this as an example, is to just take the piece that's checking you. Now right now, nothing is attacking the king, but the queen's going to come down and put him in check. Let's see what happens. Well, you see the queen came in, but the king can just take the queen, and now the king is no longer in check. Now, had the queen come all the way down to this square, then the king would be called mated, checkmate, because there's no place for him to go. He can't go here. He can't go here. He can't go here, all because of the queen. And he can't take the queen because this bishop is protecting the queen. So that would be called mate. Let's look at another example of what mate is. All right, here's an example. The black king is right here. It's white to move. Right now, the black king cannot go to any of these squares. Well, the king only moves one square at a time, so he can't move here or here. But he can move here, here, or here, because those pieces, those squares are safe. They're unattacked. Okay, so it's white to move. Let's say white moves a rook up. Okay, now the king is being attacked. They say check. He's in check. He's threatening to be captured by the rook here. Okay, so the king needs to either, as we've said, move out of the way, block, or capture the attacking piece. And in this case, the king can move out of the way. So he's going to move to that square. Now he's safe. So now white's going to come down and check again. And now the king can't block or capture, but he can again move out of the way again. So he moves out of the way there. Now it's white's turn. Right now, the king cannot go here, here, or here because of the queen guards this whole row. And it's white to move. And if white moves its rook up, now the king is in check, and because of this queen, the king can't go to any of those squares, and because of the rook, the king can't go to any of these squares. So in that case, it is called checkmate. When the king cannot escape check, then he is captured. It is called checkmate.